Welcome back. I want you to cast your minds back to 2004 when Britney Spears was ruling the charts, and this was a dream bike for a lot of people. We've got Hope brakes, Hope hubs, a Risse Racing shock, and a made in the UK carbon pace fork. The hubs, brakes and fork are all still serviceable here in the UK. Either send them somewhere like here where we can do the brakes and the hubs, or in the likes of the pace fork, send it back off to Pace in Yorkshire and they'll service it for you, fully strip it down, get it running like it did back in day in 2004. Unfortunately, the bike was brought in because this shock is losing a lot of pressure and is squelching really badly. I've searched all over the internet to see if we can find anything to service a shock, any service kits, any documentation. Unfortunately, this single sheet of A4 is all we can find for this shock, which is just a basic, what does the lever do and how to set it up, really rudimentary. Back in the day, this was full on dream bike territory with the made in the UK carbon fork and this custom tuned rear shock that has, considering its age, a lot of adjustment on there. We've got 5 clicks on this lever that changes the rebound and compression all the way from downhill mode to XC mode. So with this shock here, this company Risse Racing, they made the bike shocks, they made the bike forks, they made motocross shocks and motocross forks. I think most interestingly, they made plane suspension for light aircraft like Lancairs and Cessnas, which same but different. It's just a bit bigger, still controlling a wheel bouncing. If you go online looking to service this shock, you can find the websites for Risse Racing and CVI, but all they have on there are products and lots of the pictures don't work because it's not been updated since Flash Player's gone out of use. So unfortunately, we're having to change it for another shock, which may sound really easy. Rear shocks still exist, they're everywhere. But this is an old school imperial sized rear shock, which proves tricky to find as everything's got slightly bigger and is now metrically sized, which might sound like just times and divide as you need to convert from millimeters to inches. When they went from imperial to metric, the actual sizes of the shock changed. Everything got a little bit bigger, got that more oil volume, better damping. Luckily though, after hours of scouring the internet, we found this. From 2016, a new old shock, RockShox Monarch, which fits exactly what we need. Even though this itself is a 10-year-old shock, all of the service kits are available and the documentation is all there online for when the customer does bring it back in the future to get their suspension serviced, we'll know exactly what to do and we'll have all the kits ready to do it. These brakes are even older than the frame that they're on. This frame is 2004, but the brakes are late 90s and super powerful for the time, but really showing their age with the IS style mounting rather than the more modern post mount. You can still get all the seals for the caliper and the levers though, which is really good from Hope, so you can keep these running for as long as you want to. This bike's also got Hope hubs front and rear. We're not exactly sure on the model and year of them, but they're definitely Hope for sure. Still loud like they are today, and serviceable too. You can definitely tell these are early hubs as well because they've got a sticker logo on rather than the laser etched logo, and these are not Pro Series as well, so they're yeah, definitely an old hub. Now I've got the new shock fitted to the bike. We can have a much closer look at the old one and it wouldn't be savable anyway. Highly doubt there's a stock of any of these stanchions anywhere in the world now. And if we take a closer look at it, we can see deep scoring running right the way up the stanchion. And if you have a closer look on the stanchion, about a third of the way up, you can see some discoloration. This will be from dirt getting caught under this lip seal here and just wearing away at the shock as it's at sag and bouncing around as you're riding for that 20 years it's been on this bike, which just goes to show keeping stuff serviced really extends the life of a product, because if this was regularly serviced, we probably wouldn't have this problem and it wouldn't be leaking and wouldn't be needing a new shock. When the rider comes in to pick up this bike, we didn't know what pressure they had in the rear before because they said it was leaking. So we'll just go through with the customer setting both front and rear suspension up to the right pressure so he has the best riding experience possible. So how much did it cost to save this retro dream bike? The drivetrain replaced cost around £110. The bulk of the cost and effort for finding parts came for this rear shock. With it being now a defunct size, we had to scour all over the internet and ended up finding this new old stock RockShox Monarch that cost £255. The labour is £110 for our full service. So in total, this came to just shy of £500. Do you think it's worth it for saving a piece of history like this? Let us know in the comments below.